Sunday, November 3rd in Ottawa County, Michigan. Got a pretty off and on south-southeast wind, which is pretty good for this stand. The deer usually come from the neighbor's property to the west and cut through the back portion of this, or they're bedded to the south of me in the creek bottom on this property. So should be a pretty good night. It's calm, about 35 degrees. I'm excited to be out here. It's November. Anything can happen. So we'll see what happens and hopefully put a deer on the ground tonight. I got one doe tag left in my pocket and both of my buck tags yet. So hopefully we get a surprise tonight and get a shooter come through. Filled my second doe tag. I had this big doe and a couple fawns come in. The fawns were plenty old enough to survive on their own, and the big one was just getting a little bit too wary of my presence for my comfort, so I decided that it was time for her to go. I don't want her to lead a buck right into me and then bust out, so I figured fill the freezer a little bit and fill my tag. So shot looked great. I watched her go down. It was too thick for me to get her to fall on camera, but I know she's down about 50 yards away, so I'm excited. Thank God. It was I was maybe in the stand for 20 minutes, and she came cruising in right to 16 yards, and I let the Hoyt Helix rip, and that wasp jackknife did real good. I could see blood as she was running away, and she didn't even make it 50 yards. I can see her laying on the ground. Alright, we found my arrow right where she was standing. It's covered in pretty good blood. I know it's decent blood anyways. I watched her fall over. She didn't really go much more than 45 yards, so let's go and get her. So here she is. Found her. She really only made it about 45 yards. She milled around with two younger ones for probably 10 minutes and hung out, and she started getting pretty spooky and stomping around. She looked up at me a handful of times, and so I decided that I was going to let one fly on her, and she, that wasp jackknife broadhead really did damage. I mean, there's just blood everywhere, and she didn't go far at all, so God is good. He allowed me to shoot this deer to provide for the family and feed all of us for the next coming year. We pretty much just eat venison. We don't really buy a whole lot of burger. Shoot 4 or 5 deer a year, and that usually fills the freezer and gets us through till the next October.
Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cuddelink, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, RK Tractors, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Wasp Archery, and Realtree.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. Today is October 29th. We have a fresh blanket of snow down here in southern Iowa and probably across the state. Matt and I are after this buck we call the Split G3, and yesterday we probably got 15 pictures of him in this area that we're going to be hunting. He is just back there, just dominating the scrape is where all the photos came from, but he's just kind of circling that area, and he was there all day. And so We've tried to come up with a game plan here for getting back to that area. It's a really tough spot for us to hunt. There's just not a lot of trees. Basically, it was an ag field in the middle that is now a tree planting, and none of those trees are mature, so we kind of hunt the outside perimeter of this area. We have a north-northwest wind, and so this is in the northeast corner where he's tends to hang out. I think he's a killable buck, so we're going to try to get in there after him this morning, and without hopefully boogering it up for the next few days, we're kind of coming up with a game plan for this week and weekend to see if we can put him on the ground. But this is definitely a killable buck and one we'd like to have, and one that's on our hit list. So excited for what today brings.
It is just dead quiet in here this morning. We're in a tree planting, and it's just super thick in here. We feel like we're in the right area. The split G3 didn't follow the script this morning, or definitely didn't do what he did yesterday, so I'm not sure if this blanket of snow kind of changed the pattern, but we were coming in with kind of high hopes and expectations that we'd at least lay eyes on him based on the movement that he was displaying yesterday in this area. He's still around, so we'll put together a game plan for the rest of this week. It's expecting more snow later in the week, and then more cold temperatures, so that's a pretty good recipe going into November. So we'll kind of come up with a game plan for the next few days and this weekend, and hopefully be putting something down. So thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail. The end. It's Halloween here, and it's about 8:30, and went ahead and rattled in, had our first buck come through here this morning. So we're sitting on the, what do I call, the south end of split G3 and Broken Beam's core territory. Broken Beam, this might actually be the middle of his territory, but took the morning off. It's still snowing from last night, and a couple inches on the ground. I'm really hoping that they come in here and bed back in here as the wind kind of, they have some shelter back in here, so let's have to see how it goes here. But still on the quest for the old split G3 or Broken Beam, so we'll see who shows up first. The split G2 buck. He broke off one of those splits, but early in the season we had him on camera with the Broken Beam, and he looked really good and thought it was a shooter. And then another split G2 came on the farm, and I'm like, thought he was a lot smaller, but that was the original split G2 buck. We had taken him off the hit list because we thought that smaller buck was him, and then just showed back up recently, and I'm not sure if he's on the hit list, but I was trying to get him come over here to get a better look at him, but certainly got me pretty excited. So pretty awesome. So hopefully he sticks around here and get another look at him and get another chance. But had a couple bucks come through this area. They're certainly checking it, so we'll sit here for about another hour and not head back to work here for the afternoon. But
See what happens here. I don't know, 6 to 8 does come through here, and a couple of them are bedded here to the north, and about 4 or 5 bucks cruise on through. So I guess that's what you'd expect for late October here, even though it feels like late November here with the snow and cold. So split G2, that's a pretty cool deer. Hoping that maybe sticks around and makes it another year, and hopefully we can get a crack at split G3 or broken beam here before the season's over.
So we're back out at the Mile Road property tonight. It's gonna be November 2nd, Saturday. It's about 30, 35 degrees. We got a good northwest wind. Tonight we're gonna be set up real close to a couple bedding areas. We're hoping to catch these deer on their feet a little bit earlier in the night when they're transitioning, going to the food plots. But also in the past, this is a good buck cruising area. When we get closer to the rut, they're coming to check these doe beds. So we haven't had any big buck encounters out here actually, but we're starting to see a lot of signs. So hoping that tonight can be that first night we get some good action. So in the last 15-20 minutes we've had some pretty good activity. We've had a good, I think, 3-year-old buck come through. We got to watch him make a scrape, and about 5 minutes after that he bumped a doe off her bed and he's starting to push her. They're back behind us somewhere now. Hopefully that's a sign of some more good things to come the rest of the evening. So hopefully they stir things up and we might get a look at another buck or two. Well, it turned out to be a pretty solid night. We ended up seeing a pretty good 9.3-year-old, it looked like, which I would have on camera quite a bit. And then right before shooting light, it couldn't have been more of a close call, but we had just a perfectly symmetrical 10-pointer come in, and I don't think that I have any pictures of that deer, so it came out of nowhere, but he is a solid deer, and all he had to do was take a few more steps, but he decided for whatever reason to turn back and kind of cut back and go the way that he came from. So we snuck out of there super quiet, and we're planning on heading right back there tomorrow morning. So hopefully those 2 bucks stay in the area, kind of keep that doe pinned down, and hopefully we'll get a poke at that bigger one in the morning.